Hello and welcome to the Anime Madness Podcast. I'm your host, HenDiddy. I am joined tonight with the return of Killer Cope 412.
Hello.
I'm joined with the Pervy Master himself, Pervy Sage.
What's good?
The head of the Icarus Taco.
Howdy doody.
And the man whose time is in season, Skeletony.
Hello.
Hello, Lady Sage. Now, this week we are going to be covering my top 16 characters. So this is about to get interesting and very controversial. Now, I want to, since the top 16 lists aren't revealed, I just want your predictions on one character you believe is on it to replace the prediction of who we think is going to win for this week. So, Cope, what is one character you believe is on this list?
What I believe is on the list?
Yeah. And if it's in the honorable mentions, I'll give it to you. But you won't know until we go through it.
I don't know. Can I get a pass?
Yep, that's fine. Sage,
Go Fire Fist Ace.
going with Ace.
Yeah.
Alright. Taco.
Dopey.
Dofi. Tony.
I'm gonna go with Thorfinn.
Thorfinn. Alright, back to you, Cope.
Shinsui. Hello?
Alright. I heard you. So we got Ace from Sage, Dofi from Taco, Thorfinn from Tony, and Shunsui Kiriko from Cope. Alright, so I say let's get into this then. As you can see, the top 3 seeds right down there. Right down there. Going into our match 1, we have my number 1 seed versus the number 16 seed, of course. Roronoa Zoro from One Piece versus Marin Kitagawa from My Dress Up.
Oh no! She's gonna get knocked out round 1. That's not fair.
It's the only rom-com character on here.
That's okay. The better wife
Rip.
is gonna win.
So, since it's my week, I decide. So I'm going to go ahead and roll the D4, since there's 4 of you. And we're going to start with Tony.
All right, Zoro.
Taco.
This is a real tough one for me. It sure is not Zoro.
So it is Zoro.
Yeah,
No,
100%.
did you just hear him? It's not Zoro.
It's definitely not Zoro at all, if you can sense the sarcasm in my voice.
Alright, Sage.
This is Zoro. the person
Zoro.
You speak of.
And Cope. It's 3-0.
Well, Zoro.
He doesn't even want to do it. It's his first time
should've
back
get
in
it
forever.
reversed.
He's
I was,
just like,
I was
"Oh,
waiting
good."
for him to hit the sound bit. I was so waiting for him to hit the sound bit.
I don't have the soundboard right now. I'm not on PC. Yeah, I'm on Xbox.
Zoro beats Marin 4-0, which I saw coming.
Easily.
Moving to the match, I forgot to label the match, but match number 2, we have my number 5 seed versus the number 12 with E.S.T ni Maya from Bleach versus Alucard from Hellsing. Cope, you have first vote this time. Number 1 Zanpakuto Creator versus the Man of the Dead, the King of
E.S.T.
the Dead. E.S.T ni Maya? Sage?
Yeah.
That was the best goofy pick I could pick for him, too. I could have done him all serious, but I was like, nah. E.S.T's better as a goofy character.
Easily.
Even though he was pretty badass when he was serious. So what's your vote, Sage?
I'm gonna vote for Dracula.
Alright.
That's Alucard, you goofball. Can't you
Oh,
read?
it's Dracula. No, I can only read backwards.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Dracula.
Wait, Tony, did you not finish Hellsing?
Well, no.
Okay. You gotta finish that because it explains everything. It's only 10 episodes.
Yeah, and?
Taco?
Is that Alucard from Call of Duty?
Oh my
No,
god, I
Castlevania.
knew he was gonna say it.
I
Oh
forgot.
god.
I'm going with Imaya.
Dude, the amount of videos I've seen where it's people playing as Alucard in Warzone and they're like freeze framing it and putting like the Hellsing abridged lines in is hilarious. Like the one dude uses a sniper rifle with Alucard and snipes a dude from across the map, and he goes into like theater and follows the bullet and does the, is that an anti-tank rifle? That's an anti-tank rifle. Hilarious. And Tony, what is your vote?
My vote's gonna be for Nemaya.
The number 1 Zanpakuto Creator is the winner. 3-1. And in match 3, we have my number 3 versus my number 1. So, unfortunately, Sage, you are wrong because, well, you could end up being right with the honorable mentions.
Damn.
But
Go for me.
How do you
Taco
say?
was correct with Dofi.
It would have been one of the two.
Don
So it is
Quixote,
either going to be. So race.
Don Quixote do Flamingo from One Piece versus my number 14, Tsubaki from Soul Eater.
Yeah, say, if you didn't put Dofi on your list, I'm saying, tracking you. Because I know how much you love that man.
I don't necessarily love him. He's one of the
Those glasses
best.
otherwise.
Okay, yeah, his drip is Kubo level drip.
Come on, no, where are they? Get them.
They're on my One Piece shelf.
Damn.
We demand that every time he's on screen, you need to have the glasses on.
Dofi is one of the best written villains in all of manga. And the only thing that comes close is Emu, which I don't even think Sage and Taco know who Emu are yet.
No, they just know it as a bird.
Wrong
An emu.
It's
Yeah,
IMU.
I know. I'm saying
yeah.
they know it.
I
They
know
know it
the
as a
emus had a
bird.
war in Australia, and they won.
2. There's 2.
There's two? There was more than one?
There was 2 great emu wars, and the emus
Hearing
won
that.
both times.
I love
That
hearing
is
that.
incredible.
I love hearing that distant. There was 2.
That's incredible.
Yeah, there was 2 emu wars. But Tsubaki is on here because of the lore and the character depth that her character has in Soul Eater. There's so much more going on with her than there is with Soul or Liz and Patty. So with that said, Tony, you have first vote.
Oh, Flamingo Don. No, I freaking let's say his name backwards.
Quixote do Flamingo.
I was gonna end it with Don Quixote. It's like, wait a minute, hold on, that's not right.
No. It's
Glad I
only
caught
right
my-
with Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji.
Yeah.
Of course, anyone in the Monkey D family, like Monkey D Garp, Monkey D Dragon,
Hmm.
Taco,
Dofi.
Sage.
I'm gonna go for the boy straight out of Alabama, Doflamingo.
I still don't know how that corresponds with being a celestial dragon.
Because celestial dragons don't fornicate with lower beings, so
Okay,
without anybody being in the family, they keep it in the family.
True, after 800 years, it's kind of like everyone's related. You're not wrong there.
Yes,
It did start off as...
originally yes.
I can't even say how many
But-
families there actually were, because that's a manga spoiler, damn it.
Well, they said like 12 families
20.
originally. 20.
But there's newer stuff that came out that makes that number different.
Why did it sound like you saying there were 20 families made Sage just like immediately like just upset? Like, oh come on, really? There's 20 of them?
Yeah, like damn. There's 8 more.
Technically, there's only 19 that stayed up there. Well, actually, you know that. You know the Nefertaris didn't stay up there. You should have that info already. So yeah, the Nefertaris did not stay up there, so there was only 19 that stayed up in Marie-Joie.
For some reason, I thought it was. I think it was. They said I thought it was 12.
No,
Or
there was
why?
20 kingdoms that came together and created the world government. 19 stayed, and the Nefertaris went back to Alabasta.
Yeah.
All right, Kush, not Kush. Cope, wrong killer.
Doflamingo.
And Doflamingo gets the second sweep of the night. Should have saw that coming.
Yeah, he predicted it. Not predicted it. He manipulated it.
I forgot.
Why am I wrong today? I'm just wrong. I've been getting everything
Don't
wrong.
worry. I didn't start making this thing until like 7 o'clock, so I rushed a lot of things, hence why there's not a match number on all of them. But match 4, we have Claire from Claymore at 6 versus Yayoi Hozuki from Dark Gathering at 11. So Yayoi has 2 pupils and in each eye. That's why she has that like weird skull image in her eyes. That's not a contact, that's her actual eye, and it allows her to see spirits. Now before she had to have one eye closed, but after her parents died, she can now see spirits with both her eyes open. And she is a grade schooler, but the funniest thing is she is the most badass spirit fighter there is. Like, this is out of a scene where it's like an S-rank spirit is attacking our main character, and she just decapitates it like it's nothing. And of course she uses a crowbar similar to the way Shadow does. Now with that said, Cope, we're on your first vote.
Claymore. Claire.
Claire. Sage.
What's the toss? A vote for Claire.
Taco.
Claire.
And Tony.
Claire.
And Claire gets the third sweep of the night. And in the match 5, we have the number 4 seed, Shunsui Kyoraku from Bleach. So, Cope, you are correct on your prediction as well. Versus
Hells yeah.
Revi from Black Lagoon. And we start with Tony.
No, you gotta know that he is my favorite character from Bleach, so my vote is for him.
He is my favorite character from Bleach as well.
Perfect.
Namaya was ranked 5. Well, I would say
They're right next to each other, but
he's tied for first because my one honorable mention would have been in the 5th seed, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna put Namaya at 5 instead. And this character will go in the honorable mentions because we limited to 2 per series. But
yeah,
Tony can probably guess who that character is because that character will be like number 1 on the waifu list once we get around to those.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that gave me who it was.
Taco?
Shunsui.
Ah, good.
Sage?
Thought I'd hear some blasphemy.
I will also vote for Shunsui.
Good.
And Cope.
Hey, do me a favor and press that one button that's in the thingy-madoodle.
All I
No.
feel is pity.
I'm talking to HenDiddy.
No, that's the wrong one. Clearly, this is the right one.
挽回
That's the right one.
加点胸骨から待つ真珠
Damn, I forgot I can't hear it.
It was one of the two because he is on the last vote.
No, it's Shunsui.
See, I knew I got it.
Bleach is my number 1. So.
I
I
know,
knew
but
I
you
knew
were
I
the
got it
last,
right.
you were the last vote, and it's 3-0, and I was like, oh, is he gonna do it?
Oh, I would never do that against Bleach. Fuck's
He would
wrong
never
with
do that
you?
against Shunsui.
No, I would never do that against Shunsui.
Alright, so
But yeah,
Shunsui-
I don't have access to the fucking soundboard. I'm
So
sad.
sad.
Shunsui sweeps Revy.
Wait, I wonder, can I access the soundboard while I'm in Xbox voice chat?
I
No, you cannot.
don't think so.
Ah, fuck.
But in match 6, we have Maki Zenin from Jujutsu Kaisen versus Sano from Apple Black. So this image of Maki I decided to use as a slight spoiler, but you have it's an arc right after Shibuya. It's basically pre-Shibuya Maki versus Preparation Perfection arc, I believe it is. It's the arc in between the Culling Games and Shibuya. It's in between Shibuya and the Culling Game. It'll be pretty much the start of season 3, probably. And that's what she looks like during that arc. And then Sano is the main character of Apple Black, which is basically like a alchemist series where they can use certain abilities that only... It's weird. I should have the volume in front of me to give the synopsis, but I guess I could bring it up and look for a synopsis. Alright, so here it is from Saturday AM. Sano, a young sorcerer blessed with the arm of God, struggles to fulfill his prophesied destiny as the savior of the world, fearing he may be the opposite. Despite ominous visions steering him down darker paths, Sano aims to protect the world from the infinite night, an eternal night of chaos, all while trying to uncover the secrets regarding his father's demise and research on the immense power known as Apple Black. That's the synopsis of that show. Or, not even a show. It's only a manga right now. I'm hoping it gets one because it's really good. So, with that said, Cope, you're first.
Maki.
Okay. Sage.
I'm also voting for Maki.
Taco.
Maki.
And Tony.
Man, that's really crazy that I happened to go last here. Because I was going to vote for Sano. With my plan to vote, it wasn't pity. I'll make sure to clarify that. It was not because I made my mind up immediately.
And y'all, when this incident that causes Maki to look like that, y'all are gonna switch up on your favorite characters. Because I even switched from Toto to her. Because of what happened to cause this version of Maki.
She ain't beating Gojo. All right, anyway, I had to.
Spoilers if you're not cut up to JJK, everyone can technically beat Gojo right now.
Oh my god!
Not manga, anime.
Mm-hmm.
Anime, not manga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
We're
I know.
not even touching that.
We're not touching that. Not even with a 10-foot pole.
Whew. We're moving into match, I believe this is 7. Yeah. Match 7 with my number 8 versus my number 9 with Asahi Azume from Haikyuu versus Sungjin Woo from Solo Leveling. I think this is where we're probably going to have our first upset. Where a lower seed wins. Tony?
Yeah. Sungjin Woo.
Taco?
Sungjin Woo.
Sage?
I'm also gonna have to vote for Sungjin.
And Cope?
What's the count?
It's 3-0 for Sungjin Woo.
Who's the other?
Asahi from Haikyuu.
Oh, fuck. Asahi. Pity vote intended.
All I feel is pity.
I'm sorry, man. That's that solo leveling.
So Sungjin Woo gets the first upset of the night, winning 3-1. And the final match of round 1, we have number 2 seed Guts from Berserk, and the number 15 seed, another Maki Oze from Fire Force. Be sure not to call her a gorilla witch to her face, or she'll think you called her an ogre. With that said, Cope, you have first vote.
Maki.
Sage?
I'll give it to Guts.
Taco?
Guts as well.
And Tony?
Guts.
So Guts wins 3-1. That's not how I saw that going.
It's not.
I
Really.
thought Tony was going to be the only one that voted for Guts.
That's sad. That you think so little of Taco and Sage.
Well, he just knows I despise.
That's fair.
Yet he still hasn't watched it.
I don't blame him. Once again.
So I will say this now, because I did say that the 2 honorable mentions were third characters for a show. So that means, Tony, you are incorrect on your prediction of Thornfinn.
I'm so sad.
Thornfinn
For sure thought you
did
would have put him
not
on
make
there.
it. No, if it was going to be anyone from Vinland Saga going on there, it'd be Askenlad, because he has a his antagonist writing is very close to Dofi's in
I
terms
guess
of
it's fair, yeah.
way it is. So either Askenlad or Thornkel.
You see, I was debating in my head whether to say Thornfinn or Thornkel. I went with Thornfinn because he has the similar arc to Guts, but then again, Thornkel is just he's Thornkel.
I'm sorry, did you just call Thornfinn's experiences similar to Guts?
No, I said their writing. I didn't say their experiences. Their writing.
Okay. Their writing is loosely similar.
Well, I mean, like their character arcs, like they go through their edgy, dark phase, and they, get companions and stuff, people they can rely on, and then, actually become a person.
But here's the thing, though. Guts lost everything he held dear. Thornfinn still had the rest of his family that he just abandoned.
That's true. I just mean like they had the dark. They both
had their hardships, and they both had their moments of like enlightenment. I would say Thornfinn more than Guts, but that's why I say it's loosely. Like, it's hard to pin a character on the same level as Guts when it comes to the way their character is.
Well, yeah, no, but the thing is, you can't say there's characters that aren't as well written as Guts. That's just it.
No, there's definitely characters that are just
and
as good.
I would consider him, Thornfinn, to be of similar caliber.
Okay, in that aspect, yes, I can see it. The way you worded it was
it was weird. Yeah. No, I meant like in terms of quality of writing, they're both really good, and in terms of character arcs, they are slightly similar, but
I'd say loosely.
That's why I said slightly, because loosely is like in terms of connection. I said they're slightly similar in terms of that because, well, they go from edgy to not edgy.
Well, Guts kind of started out edgy. Thornfinn, it didn't happen until his dad passed.
Guts didn't start edgy. He was not nearly very.
When you first meet Guts
in the Black Swordsman arc, which happens not in the beginning of the story. No, Guts is a person. No, Guts is a character. Yes.
I still feel there's only one character that gets like closely resembled to Guts, and that's mainly because of the traumatic experiences that character goes through, and that is Subaru from ReZero.
See, I put them in the same category of well written, but I wouldn't put them in the same kind of experiences. They're both traumatized. That's how I would relate them, at least.
Alright, and we are ready to start round 2. With this first one being a doozy of a matchup. We got Roano Zoro versus Oetsu Nimaya, with Sage starting us off.
I'm going to take a Zoro in this one.
Can't blame him for that one.
Taco?
Zoro.
Tony?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my pass. It's like the one time I ever use this thing.
Cope?
Oetsu.
Oetsu Nimaya. The number 1 Zanpakuto creator. Back to you, Tony.
See, I was hoping he'd have to think a little longer than that. I thought I'd have some more time.
What do you mean to have a hard time?
Well, I think you're gonna have a hard time.
Very easy for me.
I just wanted some time to think, Cope. I thought you could stall a little bit. That's why I used my pass.
Bruh.
No, torture.
You see, because one of these things was on my top 16 list and the other wasn't, or at least not as high.
Which, with the way stuff's going right now in the manga, I'm surprised it's not higher.
Listen, once again, like, it's very good, but I'm just like, the aesthetic is great, but I just think, in my opinion,
Dude, you were on your edge of your seat last chapter, just as I was.
Yes, but in my opinion, I just like other things more than One Piece.
And you're
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying.
You were pissed about the break week, too.
I know, man. Listen, when a story gets me, it gets me. It doesn't mean that, it's going to be the be all end all, except for Berserk. But that's besides the point.
Which reminds me, if you're watching this on YouTube, we already have the MHA reaction up. As of this moment that we're streaming it, we don't know if we're going to do anything for the break week of One Piece. We might do a little discussion. We might not. But if we do, you would have already seen it if you're watching it on YouTube. So,
I haven't seen Zoro do anything in quite a while, so my vote is going to go to Nemaya.
Nemaya, so that ties it up. So we go to chat.
The
Well, a lot of things I've been seeing, Tony, is that fight's going to happen off screen,
Really? Man,
which kind of sucks.
it does, because I want to see Zoro do something. We haven't seen him do anything in forever.
I feel like in the saga, since we're in the final saga, no fight should be off screen, and I think that's the reason we got those other two fights. If you know what I'm
Guarantee
talking
it. I guarantee it.
about. I don't know, after this Bartholomew stuff, maybe we'll get the Zoro fight.
Hopefully.
But Lady Sage also votes for Zoro.
Damn. It's okay. Zoro's still a really good character.
Very well written character as well. I mean, every character in One Piece is very well written.
Yeah. Except for the nobodies that come back 3,000 chapters later because Oda remembered them.
Like who?
I don't. It's been a long time since they've appeared, so I don't really have an example to give.
Look, I'll say one is Foxy.
Yes, there we go.
That
He's
is
not
a
one of those.
very bad written character. Oda even hated that character.
That was pain
You
watching.
see, and he came back multiple times just to be forgotten again.
That was
That
all
was
filler, though,
pain.
the times he came back.
Thank God.
And it's still pain.
It didn't do him any justice. It made him more intolerable.
The thing that Oda wanted to convey in that arc is he wanted to get the format of the Davy back fights in.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's going to be... I have a feeling that's going to be big when it comes to Void Century stuff. And he wanted to get a lot of people were saying, like, Zoro and Sanji aren't meshing well. There's no way they can be on the same crew together. So basically what Oda did in that arc is basically try to get their character dynamics a little better. And then you see in Wano it pays off.
Definitely, yeah.
With that said, we're going to see Aramaki fight this upcoming Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah. Admiral Green Bull. We got to see a little bit this past week. But yeah, Long Green Longland was so bad. In the manga, it goes by so quick. But there's a lot of filler in the anime of it. So I'm guessing we don't have Blonde Girl tonight, and we just have Lady Sage's vote. Trying to give it time because last time we
went past, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking like a no-go.
Yeah. But yeah, the Bleach characters like Oetsu no Maya, Senjomaru, Kafune, Hiroko Kafune, and Kiryu got a lot more detail than they did in the manga and the anime. They did them justice, and everything that's being added into the 1,000-Year Blood War is all stuff that Tite Kubo wanted to put into the manga, but did not have the ability to do so due to time constraints. I mean, in the opening of 1,000-Year Blood War, you see General Supervisor and original story creator Tite Kubo credited in the opening. So he is the General Supervisor of the entire project. Which is why we're not getting Hell Arc yet, and we're not getting New Burn the Witch yet.
Yeah, man's still too busy writing for the
1,000-Year Blood War.
1,000-Year Blood War, yeah.
With that said, Zoro will win 3-2 over the number one Zanpakuto creator. I love how he says that in English, too. The voice actor knocked Nemaya out of the park in the sub. I don't
We'll
remember
see.
what Namaya. I don't think Namaya spoke when Squad Zero first arrives in the first core. So I don't know what his dub voice actor sounds like. Once all the dub is out, I'm gonna be rewatching the second core anyway in dub. So moving on to match 2, we have Don Quixote do Flamingo versus Claire.
Mm-hmm.
This is a.
Mm.
I know this is gonna be tough for Tony. Cope, you're up first.
Claire.
All right, Tony.
Wait, why am I next?
Because we're going backwards.
Ah, shoot! Oh man. Oh jeez, I used my pass already.
Did you use it this round?
I used it. Yeah, I just used
You
it.
just used it for Namaya and Zoro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, you didn't realize because Cope answered too fast. It was right back to my turn. Yeah.
Well, when do you think? Do you think Dofi's gonna make an appearance back in the story?
No.
I think he is. I think he will make another appearance because he's the one that first brought up the Throne Wars.
That's true.
So I have a feeling he will make an appearance. Same with Eneru. Eneru is definitely making a comeback.
There's no way he's not. I can believe that.
Especially with the lore we get in his cover story about the Bjerkins and all the other Skypian races.
The Gummians.
Is that what they were called?
I'm pretty sure.
No, they weren't called that.
Well, I remember in the Q&A when Odo asked questions, someone said something about Gum.
Oh, that's
And-
for Luffy.
yeah.
That was for Luffy. Like, how far can his arm stretch? And he said it's like 500 Gumus.
Yeah, but then someone said they met a Gummian, and Odo was like, "Oh, you met one? That's crazy." I think that was one of the questions, at least. Either way, yeah, that did not help me think at all.
It can't be Lunarnians because that's King's race. Shandoran, Skypians, and Bjerkins.
That must have just been one of them goofy ones that they had only in the
Yeah,
questions
the
or whatever.
Skypians and Bjerkins lived in the sky, and the Shandorans lived on Jaya on the sea.
So then I guess I'm gonna be voting for Claire.
The ancient civilization is just called the Moon People, per the cover story.
Okay,
So who are you voting?
Claire.
Claire?
Mhm.
Taco?
Dofi.
And Sage.
I'll also vote for Dofi.
Another tie. We go back to chat. Again, 2 matches in a row. Lady Sage
One
votes
piece.
for Dofi.
Just one piece, not even for Dofi, for one piece.
So Dofi moves on with a 3-2 win as well. Moving on to round 2, match 3, we have Shunsui Kyoraku versus Maki. Maki Zenin, to be precise, because there was 2 Makis in this.
Yeah, I got confused for a second, but then my brain pieced it together.
So we start with Sage.
This is easy. I'm going Maki.
Alright. Taco?
I'm gonna go Maki as well.
Tony?
God damn, another tie, Shunsui.
And Cope.
Unless, yeah, okay, good. I'm like, unless Cope decides to like throw me under the bus here for that comment I just made.
And once again, we go back to chat. Shunsi Kyoriko from Bleach or Maki Zenin from JJK? I still can't wait for y'all to get introduced to this version of Maki. The new version of Maki. Oh my god. I can't wait for it. But Shibuya is only just starting. Like, if you're caught up to the Shibuya arc, I believe it's episode... I can't remember the episode number, but it's called Red Stain. If you're caught up to that episode, just so you know, Shibuya's only starting.
She voted Bleach.
Bleach, so Kyoraku moves on. I'm not
Typing
typing
the
all the
long
long
names.
names.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's fair, you could use the ranking number too. And the final match of round 2, we have Guts versus Sung Jin Woo, with Cope starting it off.
Well, it's going to be kind of obvious. Sung Jin-woo.
So far, I just want to mention that all the higher seeds have won, except when they're up against Sung Jin Woo. So far.
Because that's Himothy. Anyway.
Tony, you're up.
My vote is for Guts.
Taco
Sung Jin Woo.
and Sage.
And my heart goes out to Guts.
Sung Jin-woo.
It's Sung Jin Woo, the only character who has done an upset so far, has won 3-1. Wow. I can't be too mad with how this is going.
No,
See, yeah, number 2 seed's gone,
I'm just a little disappointed. That's all.
but we have a 1 seed versus 3 seed for one semifinal, and a 4 seed versus 9 seed for the other semifinal. Alright, so we move on to the semifinals with a one-piece showdown in the first one with Zoro versus Don Quixote do Flamingo. Okay, I was supposed to say if I get a 2 again, but Taco, you're up first.
Zoro.
Tony,
Zoro.
Cope,
Zoro.
and Sage.
Zoro.
And Zoro sweeps Dofi. Which, to be honest, if they fought, Zoro would
Probably would
sweep
happen,
the floor
yeah.
with Dofi. Especially with Ashura. And then semifinal 2, we have Shunsui versus Sung Jin Woo. Sage, you're up first.
Sung Jin-woo.
Cope,
Who is it?
Shunsui and Sung Jin Woo.
Shunsui.
Tony,
Shunsui.
and Taco.
Shh. You already know Sung Jin Woo.
And we're another tie. We go to chat. Number 4 or number 9? So as we wait for chat, what did you guys think of the characters on my list. Any that you think did not deserve to be on there?
She voted Bleach, and the answer is no.
Pretty solid list.
I'd say so.
That's a pretty solid ass list, honestly.
Wow, I thought y'all would take more controversy in it, especially Taco, since that there's no AOT characters.
Well, I mean, it kind of is what it is. I'm shocked there's no My Hero characters, honestly. Especially after that lately.
Oh, that is true. We have had.
That's the only thing that I was kind of surprised about.
Well, you figure
Also-
my favorite My Hero character hasn't done anything in like 100 chapters.
That is true.
That's fair. Hey, by the way, there is a no break week. Again.
Let's freaking go.
Checked.
But yeah, my favorite character hasn't done anything since the first war. Which Cope's caught up now, so we can talk about it.
Oh, are you finally caught up?
He's through season 6.
Mm.
I have so much to talk about.
Yeah, my favorite character
Bake a
is
cake.
Mirko. And she hasn't done anything since the raid on the hospital.
Well, think about it. You remember what happened to her?
Don't worry, the next category we're doing for these specials is waifus, and she will be on that list. So there will be some My Hero representation on that list, at least. But with a Bleach vote from Lady Sage, Shunsui makes it to the finals. Now, before we go into the finals, we got our honorable mentions. So I did 2 honorable mentions and 2 characters that are not needed in the story.
Oh, so you split it up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I
my
like
honorable mentions are, of course, number 1 waifu, Tear Haribel from Bleach. It was hard to get a good picture representing her because if you know, you know.
I wonder why.
I actually am surprised Shanks didn't make your list, though.
And Shanks, well, Zoro is my favorite character in all of One Piece.
Oh, I know that.
And Dofi, like I said, he's like my favorite antagonist apart from Griffith. It's hard to pick between the two, but Griffith definitely does not go on a favorites list.
No, you see, that's the thing. That's where everyone would disagree with you on it, because it's like, he's my favorite villain, is what they would say.
Yeah, I think it'd have to be like a totally different list to be like favorite villains other than favorite characters, because I just don't feel right putting him on a list with favorite characters. I put Dofi there because of the lore behind Dofi's character. And the fact of, in the story of One Piece, depending on what side you're looking at it from, if you're looking at it from Dofi's side, he's a savior, he's a hero. If you're looking at it from Luffy's side, he's a villain. If you're looking at it from the world government side, he's a villain. It all depends on what side you're looking at in One Piece. In Berserk, it's pretty clear black and white, who's bad, who's good.
Well, with like one exception, I'd say.
Guts is the gray line.
I wouldn't even say Guts.
But you know what I mean, though. One Piece is such open-minded compared to Berserk, which is more black and white.
That's because it's in black and white, because it's manga. You
I mean, even in Bleach, like before the 1,000-Year Blood War in Bleach, it was pretty black and white. Like, hollows that devour people are evil. The Soul Society protects the people from them. It's pretty black and white. Then you get to the 1,000-Year Blood War, and it's like, okay, whose side are we supposed to actually be on? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's like that throughout the entirety of One Piece. Like, I could have put Kobe in place of Shanks. I could have put Garp in place of Shanks. There's so many different aspects I could have put it. But I like looking at it from the pirates' eyes, so that's why Shanks made my honorable mentions.
To be fair, shocked it wasn't Buggy.
No, Buggy I would have put in as like a joke character. I should have, but I didn't. I should have just made the background Buggy.
You should have.
You should have just put his name all chopped up throughout each slide.
Now this next slide is gonna get a lot of y'all mad.
You should have made it like Exodia. Each like different piece of Buggy's limbs were on a different slide. We had to combine them.
But the next slide is characters that are not needed in the story. Yuji Itadori and Lucy Harfilia.
Okay.
That's crazy. They're two main characters.
One, if you don't have Yuji, you don't have a fucking story. Two,
Someone else could have ate the finger. Yuji has done nothing in freaking 200 chapters.
Okay. See, no one else was dumb enough to eat the damn finger to begin with.
The thing is, Yuji has not... I mean, he did a couple things in Shibuya. Not a big deal. Maki did more in Shibuya. Megumi did more in Shibuya. Nanami did more than Shibuya. Like, you put Yuji and you multiply what he did by 4, those 3 characters still did more in Shibuya than Yuji did. Yuji has not done anything remotely close to being productive to the story since eating the finger. And I'm not wrong there. The only thing he did to provide to the story was eat the damn finger. He has not done a single thing. He's been sitting on his ass for the last 50 chapters. Lucy, the only thing that she was needed for in the story was to open the gate at the end of the Grand Magic Games arc at the beginning of the dragon fighting arc. When the dragons came through the gate, when they opened the Celestial Gate. That's the only thing Lucy was needed for. She did not contribute a single thing for the rest of the story. That's why people don't look at her as the main character, even though she is actually
That
the main
I agree
character.
with. I agree with Lucy because I think Natsu's the main character, but
That's the thing. She's the main character and the narrator. But because of
It don't seem
how
like it,
little
though.
she does, everyone's like, oh no, Natsu's the main character. What are you talking about?
see, I'll agree with Lucy. With Yuji, I won't.
You take Yuji out of the story, someone else eats the finger, and you still have the same story.
No one else is dumb enough to eat that damn finger.
Oh, I'm sure there is someone dumb enough to eat the damn finger. Especially
I
if,
mean-
especially if Geto makes them eat it, because Geto's whole goal is to revive Sukuna.
Yeah, that's fair.
Geto would easily find someone to eat that finger. He didn't have to because Yuji ate it. Without Yuji, there's still a JJK. Do I think Yuji should have been doing more? Hell yeah. But literally like 20 chapters ago in the manga, apology for slight spoilers, when Sukuna does a little trickery and leaves Yuji's body, Yuji is now useless. He is more useless than Ichigo after Mugetsu. And that's not even an opinion, that's facts. Like, Yuji literally cannot do nothing. His curse energy output has become so small after losing Sukuna that he literally can't do nothing. And that's another reason why I believe he's not really needed. You can find... Geto would have found anybody to eat the finger just to be Sukuna's vessel. I see I stunned them into silence?
No, I was letting you go.
I was ignoring you.
I was reading a post.
Once I heard
the newest,
slight spoiler.
Yeah. Actually, the newest death battle is going to be Gojo versus Makima, and I'm thinking, wow, they couldn't have chosen a more one-sided fight.
Yeah.
Literally putting anybody except for like actual.
Gojo
Like-
versus Aizen would be a good fight, but I think Aizen would just stomp him.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you know what would be a good fight?
Gojo
versus Shinji.
Oh yes,
That would be a good
that
fight.
is a dope
Gojo versus Captain of Squad 5, Shinji Hiriko.
They've done 2 Bleach episodes. They were both Bleach versus Naruto. It was Madara versus Aizen.
Which they had Madara
Naruto
win, and they had Naruto win,
Naruto
which makes
win.
no sense.
They were both wrong episodes, first off.
For both of those episodes, they put out apology videos saying, yeah, we screwed up.
Like, no, Naruto would not have survived Mugetsu. Just sorry.
No.
Aizen technically didn't even survive Mugetsu. Just the Hogyoku.
Aizen was evaporated to nothing because
Yeah, he just-
everything gets vaporized in Mugetsu.
Yeah, it was just he came back because of the Hokyo.
The Hokyoku rebuilt itself because the Hokyoku is an immortal object.
Mm-hmm.
And due to the will of the Hokyoku and it being embedded in Aizen, it rebuilt Aizen.
Yeah, that's literally the only reason why he's revived there.
And then you look at Aizen versus Madara. I'm sorry, I know Madara has Genjutsu, but Genjutsu is child's play for Aizen.
Sorry, but like also
Kyoka Suigetsu
Madara's
would not
biggest,
allow Madara to even do a Genjutsu.
God, no.
And
Also,
Madara would not be able to break out of Kyoka Suigetsu because the only way to do that is holding the blade.
Yeah. Also, Madara's biggest like strength feat is nothing comparatively to Aizen's.
Yeah. And another word with that, say like, okay, someone brings in like, oh, like chakra output and Genjutsu output to break it, like using his Sharingan to break the Kyoka Suigetsu. Yamamoto, who had more spiritual pressure than Aizen at the time of Fake Karakura Town, had to hold on to the sword to break the effects.
Yeah, like...
He could not do a Reishi output to break the effects. It's impossible. And even Shinji's abilities couldn't counteract Kyoka Suigetsu.
No. They had like a similar type of illusory...
Yeah. But the thing
ability.
is, Shinji couldn't use his Bankai because there's too many allies in too close of a distance.
Oh yeah. Although I'm not sure if Shinji used it, if it would have actually done anything.
We'll never know.
Yeah, it's true. We'll never know.
Because there's never going to be that situation. Now, depending on where the Hell Arc goes... Maybe. But we'll never know. When you come over, I gotta have you read the Hell Arc when you come over. But I'm afraid because it does take place 10 years after the end of the main story. The only thing you're really gonna get spoiled on is captains and lieutenants of the Gote.
Yeah.
And you're gonna ask me, well, what happened to that captain?
No, I will specifically be like, no, I'm not gonna ask, only because I know it's gonna happen in the show. It's so I don't need to ask. I'll find out.
But yeah, I feel like I made a very good point on why Yuji is there. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube and you have an argument for Yuji, go ahead and leave it in the comments below. If you have a comment on either of them, Yuji or Lucy. And yeah, like, subscribe, all that. Hit that notification bell. We upload Monday through Thursday. If there's a break week with manga and we don't have a video planned, Monday and Tuesdays videos will be hit or miss depending on break weeks of those mangas, My Hero and One Piece. But into the finals, we have Zoro versus Shunsui.
Completely forgot that wasn't the end of the podcast.
Cope, you are first. Cope is first on this final round.
I was about to start the outro and be like, go get yourself some Rogue Energy. Use it.
I thought we were done.
Hit all those links in the description. Hit all those links in the description. Follow all the socials. Use the discount code. Join the Discord. Follow the Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Leave a like. Hit the notification bell. All that. Now into the finals.
Yeah, I thought we were starting the outro. Completely forgot there was a final. Shunsui.
We got off on a slight tangent, and I think it's warranted as we're just now coming up on the hour mark.
You know what it was?
I mean,
because we did honorable mention.
Me and Taka are just over here playing shell, that's all.
Alright, so Cope voted for Shunsui. Sage?
I'm voting for Zoro.
Taco?
I'm going Zoro.
And Tony?
Shunsui. I don't know why I ud'd so long.
So for the final round, we go to chat. Roanoa Zoro or Shunsui Kyoraku? Ooh, boy. Who is it going to be?
Oh darn.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, the winner of my top 16 characters, who the crew and chat think is the best character on my top 16 characters, is the one and only. Tony, are you ready?
Wait, hold
Since
on. I'll
Cope
text my
doesn't
brother.
have his soundboards up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Alright, the one and only Roanoa Zoro.
Boo.
From One Piece. And that it did not go how I expected it to go.
I mean,
What the fuck? Sorry.
With that said, make sure, if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you leave a comment saying who you think was the best character on my top 16 list. Who do you think should have made it based on other shows that I say I've watched and other characters that I said I liked across the past 2 seasons. And if you think Yuji and Lucy are not needed in their respective stories, I 100% believe so. Either way, the JJK story is going to happen because of Geto's ambitions. Or if you're caught up, a certain person called Kenjaku. If you know, you know. Because of their ambitions. And, I mean, there would have been another Celestial Wizard with the keys for Fairy Tail. Like, Lucy wasn't really needed. She was just an annoyance. And this is officially going to be our shortest podcast to date.
is it?
It is. We're
Dang.
only at an hour and 2.
We flew through this shit.
Well, then again, these are the
There weren't many characters on here that y'all didn't know. I think the only 2
Yeah.
there's 3 that, well, Tony knew one of them, which was Marin Kitagawa. She was unfortunately against Zoro. And then
the better waifu one.
there was Sano and Yaoi. Those were the only 2 that none of y'all knew. And yeah, Ace did not make it on this list, Sage. I like Ace, but I'm not an Ace fanboy like that.
That's fair.
And schedule. So, tomorrow there will be no wormhole episode on YouTube. If you're watching this on YouTube, tomorrow there will be no wormhole episode. Due to personal things. But this upcoming Saturday, we should have another wormhole. We don't have a category yet. We should probably get one. We should probably figure one out. But if you want to know what the category is going to be, join our Discord and you'll see it posted in the wormhole category chat once it's been decided. Then next Sunday is, I believe, when we're doing Spooky Time.
Probably. I want to say
Yes, next Sunday is spooky time.
Spooky.
Super
Scary.
too spooky.
Skeletons.
Too spooky.
Yeah, we're switching up our slice of life from episode 9 to episode 10 and putting our horror, thriller, supernatural to episode 9 because it falls in line with Halloween. And I think the day of the week it gets posted will be Halloween as well.
Nice.
So whenever it gets posted on YouTube, it will be posted on October 31st. So our Halloween special will be posted on Halloween on YouTube. That's going to be cool. So Spooky Time next Sunday. And then One Piece should be back for next Monday. And as you heard talk earlier, there is more My Hero for next week. As we're going to get ready to record that video, which you'll see before this one. But with that all, any other parting words, everybody?
Adios.
Bye-bye.
Stay humble, get rumble.
There it is.
Atomic.